The third and final block of realism is observation. When trying to make things look real, you might think that you don't have enough skills in painting and mixing the right color, and that's why your painting doesn't look right. Well, generally this is not the problem. You can mix the right color. It is most likely that you are not seeing things clearly. You need to learn how to look at things and see them clearly for what they are, not what you think they are. Our eyes can easily deceive our minds, so that you have to start to look at things in a new way. You need to develop your powers of observation. Here are just two of the many things you need to study. The first skill you need to master is how to observe values. If you get the values right, then the painting will look real, even if you get the colors wrong. For this reason, give yourself a few months or even a few years to master it. To help you see values, there are a couple of techniques you can use. First, squint at a scene to remove the color from it. And second, try to identify the main values in the scene and draw their shapes. Let's look at both of these techniques in more detail. If you want to identify the values in a scene like this, close your eyes and then open them only a tiny amount so that you can just see the scene through your eyelashes. What this does is to simplify the scene into larger shapes, and it also tends to take out some of the color, so you see something a little more like this. Now you are ready to identify the main values in the scene. Now we make a sketch of all the major value shapes in the painting. The main idea is to keep the drawing very simple and keep the number of shapes to no more than about 7 or 8 shapes. Don't worry too much about the drawing, because at this point the drawing is not important. All we are trying to do is to make a map of the values. And remember to keep squinting as you do this. Also remember to ignore the smaller shapes. We are only interested in the large shapes. So now we almost have all of the major values sketched out. Perhaps just one more light shape here. And now we're ready to put in the values. So now you have an idea of the third and final component of how to make things look real. At this point, you will need to develop a similar study plan for other areas of observation, such as how to look at trees or rocks, or how to look at different objects like fruit or vegetables and make them recognizable. Most students do not realize this, but much of the skill in painting is in fact nothing to do with learning how to paint. It is simply a matter of learning how to see. That is why we call this set of skills observation and not how to paint clouds or how to paint trees. This is also one of those areas that, although one of the most important things for a painter to learn, is often completely neglected. Now you have seen all 3 key building blocks of realism: drawing, form, and observation. In the next lecture, we are going to look at the 4 key building blocks of music and how to make your paintings look exciting.